ADOS family, my question is to the Biden supporters, the people in the black community that went out and voted for old Jim Crow Joe. How y'all feeling? How y'all feel right now? I mean, we tried to warn you. I tried to warn you. The new black media tried to warn you that Jim Crow Joe ain't changed. What he did masterfully was he painted Donald Trump as a racist and that he was the anti-racist, that he was going to come in and address systemic racism. Remember he said that? But he didn't specify that he was going to address it directly to ADOS. So he played you. The Democrats played you yet again. And it's going to be more of the benign neglect. He's going to ignore your issues. He's going to talk about that all-American people of color. Meanwhile, he's doing something specifically for every other demographic, every other ethnic group, but black people. It reminds me of a previous presidency, Barack Obama. Remember, he got in office off of the help of the black vote. He wouldn't have gotten there if it wasn't for black people. And got in there and did something for every other group but you. Let cops shoot you in the streets with impunity and did nothing to hold them accountable. That's exactly what's going to happen under Biden. It's going to be Obama 2.0. I came across an article. Biden just did something for Native Americans. According to this article, the American Rescue Plan has 31 billion coronavirus solutions for Native Americans. That's what Biden did for the natives. He ain't doing nothing for you. You're not on his agenda. And instead of demanding something in exchange for your vote, I'm not talking to my subscribers. I'm talking to the bootlicks that went out and voted for Biden. Instead of demanding an exchange and a black agenda and specifics, you got nothing again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read through this article. It's a long article. I'm not going to read the full article, but I'm going to scroll down a little bit about what the natives are getting from Biden. All right, so here are the benefits for tribal governments from that $31 billion investment. The plan is designed to pump money directly into the economy, including $20 billion that will go directly to tribal nations. Now, notice the specifics right here, right? It doesn't say all Americans, right? It doesn't say people of color. It doesn't say minorities or diversity. It's specifically going directly to tribal nations. Notice how there's no specifics with black people. Whenever black people ask for something, it's all about all Americans, right? But with them, they get direct stimulus. Additionally, the plan has funds to ramp up vaccine distribution, expanded unemployment insurance, support the ailing businesses, funding for schools, and will give checks of $1,400 to most Americans. The legislation is said to do more to address poverty, especially child poverty, than any law since the New Deal. So let's scroll down a little bit here. Last year's CARES Act contained $2 billion for tribal governments. The starting increase in this plan is 900% increase and does not include the money for Indian health program, roughly a doubling of $6 billion. And even that amount is less than what will be spent because the new law also increases funding for the Affordable Care Act, which in turn will boost the Indian health system, especially those facilities operated by tribes and nonprofits. They got the bag. They got something from Biden. And you got nothing from him. Nothing. No promises, no legislative priorities. He's going to ignore you. You're not on his agenda. So let's scroll down a little bit more. All right. So in addition to the funding for tribal governments, there are significant resources directed at families, including Native American families. The most important provision may be the expansion of child tax credit and the earned income tax credit. These laws lift 5.1 million children above poverty, and the new proposal will lift another 4.1 million above the poverty line, cutting the remaining number of children in poverty by more than a half, according to a study by Columbia University. One of the odd things that has happened to our tax code over the past decade is that most people pay more in payroll taxes than income taxes. Income tax is supposed to be progressive, make more, pay more, but it is not worked that way. The most famous example is Warren Buffett, revealing that his tax rate was lower than his secretary's. The Democrats' plan addresses this inequity by the earned income tax credit, fully refundable. That's money back in working families' pockets. So not only are they getting direct stimulus, direct money, but they're getting tax credits. They're getting money for their healthcare system on top of the money that they're getting through the Affordable Care Act, which is already going to increase funding. So let me scroll down. Okay. The Native Governance team recently interviewed tribal leaders and had some 19 conversations with 23 tribes in Minnesota and Dakotas. One of the question, what's going great with your tribal nation? Dutch Canucks said the amount of good we learned that's going on is pretty cool. Expect more of that. Now listen to this. Senate Indian Affairs chairman said that the total was more than $31.2 billion in dedicated funding for tribal governments and Native communities, comprising the largest investment in history for Native programs. ADOS, you got played. Not my subscribers, but the bootlicks, they got played by Biden. Biden is going to legislatively destroy the black community by helping all of these other ethnic groups. He's doing all this Asian hate propaganda to deflect away from doing something specifically for black people. He's bringing over all these illegals across the border. Look at the border crisis. So he's bringing all these immigrants, these illegal immigrants over here to replace you, ADOS. And he's doing something for the natives. He's going to do something for LGBT. He's got a plan for everybody else but you. And those people aren't responsible for putting him in office. You are. You got played. But let me know what y'all think about this. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Drop a comment. I am interested to hear what you think about this subject. But I appreciate all your support. And as always, thank you for allowing me to share my views. Have a great day.